Thank you for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen. I'll open the meeting with an acknowledgement of country. We would not like to acknowledge the Nadjara and Kaurna people, the traditional custodians of the lands and waters of the Light Regional Council area. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are present today. Present, there are no apologies. Michael's just out for a minute. A leave of absence. No leave of absence. Confirmation of the council minutes. There's a recommendation that the minutes and confidential minutes of the meeting, the ordinary council meeting held on Tuesday, the 26th of August 2025, be confirmed as a true and correct record of that meeting. Someone, thank you, Fabio, seconded. Lynette, all in favour? Carried, thank you. Communications. I've provided a list of communications to the to Corey. Just I would like to mention I attended the Small Town Reinvention Conference today, and it's it's full up really. It's got 170 attendees, all very enthusiastic. We had some really good speakers and talks today, with lots of ideas about revitalising the small towns, principally through community encouragement and activation, and some really great ideas. So it was a really worthwhile. They're going to be here for the next day and a half. They're in Edunda tonight, then they're off to Burra and Clare and Watervale tomorrow, and then dinner here tomorrow night. Then they're back here in the footy grounds on Thursday. So it's, they're really putting a lot of money in. They reckon that according to Tony, they've spent over $300,000 in our area. So just for our $10,000 investment. So it's, Tony says it's great value. All right. Any elected members' communications? Thank you. Petitions nil. Deputations and presentations. Adjourned business. Action items. There are action items as in the book. We run through them as per page. So page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Councillor Cole.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted one from page 5. I just was not keeping up, sorry, but so it's just about Clare Road. It's on page 5.
Yep, page 5.
Yeah, so it was just about Clare because I was told by a few residents that there was a survey that went out, and some got it and some didn't, and I'm just wondering what the survey was relevant for Clare Road, and was every resident along the road meant to do the survey, or just some, or was it random?
Megan, have you got a comment on
that? Thank you, through the chair. The survey went to the residents on Clare Road. Every resident, they were either door knocked and hand delivered or emailed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor. Right. So we go back to page 8. Page 9. That's Councillor Simon.
Thanks, Mayor Bill. I just wondered about the Motion Community Working Group, Seppelsfield Road Tree Preservation. The only thing that confuses me there, it says that the Administration Acknowledged Council who convene a working group, and this, and then in the end it says completed. So I'm just wondering what that completed actually refers to. So what actually is complete? Because I'm not aware of having set up a working group. So I wonder what that refers to, that completed.
Okay, from the way I understand it, it's the council is us, so we have to complete that group. I'm attending the Seppelsfield Road Alliance meeting this Monday week. Anyone's welcome to join me and to discuss what they want to do with that that group and to get it in action or to get it ready for action, because currently we don't need it because they're still finding out what the costs are involved. But if they're ready to enact it, I think that's what we're doing. But that's up to us as council members to enact that relationship. So that's the first Monday of the month, I think. I'm not even sure where it is yet, which winery. Okay, page 10. Councillor Simon.
I was wondering about the motion LED screen and associated audio system at the farm center. So I'm probably confused on this one, but I thought last time when Gavin was here to present, we were sort of thinking it might be unfair if we just, as elected members, just speak that money to him without him going through the appropriate processes. But then everybody thought like, no, we'll just give him the money and done with. And I remember that was the motion, and I was for it as well. And I thought that was the end of it. So I'm not sure why we're now having this here, because it looks like it's ongoing, and it seems like he hasn't gotten the money, and it seems like we are going to go through some sort of official procedure to actually give him the money. So I'm a bit confused on that one.
In my belief, the money has gone through, but Kyron, you might like to comment on that.
Thank you, Mayor Bill. Yeah, I don't have an update in terms of whether the funds have been released. However, there is some paperwork that just documents the amount and the process to invoice and acquit the funding. So they're not having to apply for it. It's really just the authority to sign off and release the funds.
Thank you.
Okay, 9, recommendations from committees. Audit and Risk Committee meeting. There's a recommendation there that the agenda reports be received. Moved Lynette. Someone seconded Peter. All in favour? Carried, thank you. There's a further recommendation too, that the reports and recommendations of the meeting of the Light Regional Audit Risk Committee held on Tuesday the 9th of September, numbered 1 to 8, as listed below, be adopted. Anyone like to move in that direction? Now, have you got a question, Councillor Simon? Or are you moving the motion?
Moving and a comment, if I can.
Okay, Councillor Simon is moving it. Councillor Peter is seconding it, but Councillor Simon's got a comment.
Yes, it's just because the policy review, the 0.8 full cost attribution, that was, I think that sort of flowed on from a motion that I put forward a while ago. And I just want to say, like, this is a good, I've read through the policy. I think it's spot on, and I'm looking forward to have it implemented. So well done.
Very good, thanks, Simon. Anyone else like to comment? Let the motion now be put. All in favour? Carried, thank you. Okay, 10 is infrastructure and sustainability reports. There's a motion from the Audit Risk Committee meeting that has been in, what's the term? Been referred to us. We can move it, we can act on it, we can leave it in abeyance. So it's up to the council as to what they want to do with it. Councillor Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Bill. Look, I don't intend to move this motion, and if it is, I won't be supporting it. I think I spoke at some length in the Audit and Risk Committee about the reasons why council's made this decision. I don't see the purpose of this motion that was put forward by the Audit and Risk Committee. I don't see the purpose of the council acknowledging, I'm not sure what this actually does, to be honest, but I mean, I understand where the independent member's coming from. I spoke at length about this in Audit and Risk. This road's been identified by the community for several years as needing an upgrade. This council is on the public record in the leader, at least in 2024 and 2025, as committing to, or as representing to the community that it was in the budget. It was not to be sealed. We've made a decision to get on with it, and I think we just need to get on with it. So I won't be supporting it.
Thanks, Councillor Michael. I think if no one's going to move the motion, I think we'll move on. Thank you. You going to move the motion, Colin?
No, I'm not going to move the motion. I just have a question. So if something comes out of the committee, which obviously it didn't get resolved there or didn't become a resolution, so then it comes to us and we just leave it.
We can accept it or act on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it sits. So what? How does it get dealt with in the Audit and Risk Committee?
It'll just be in their minutes that it was moved. It was a motion that was put and lost it, or not moved or passed at their motion at their committees. And I think it will drop off their minutes, Corey.
Because the motion wasn't carried, the opposite of that is lost. It's still technically a tied vote. It disappears. It's not an actionable item. So yes, it doesn't continue.
Okay. All right. Okay, if that's the case, I think we'll move on. 10, infrastructure and sustainability reports. Infrastructure and monthly update from Jason. Good to see things happening. I'm very pleased to see Hayman Road was graded. Any comments there? Let's go, Councillor Michael, sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Bill. Look, only just to share with everyone that not everyone received the email from the residents of Vinegrove Road, which I did pass on to Richard and Megan, expressing their gratitude for us getting around that. And I think that's a great example of this council acting in response to concerns raised by the community, as we've done with Ebenezer Road, and it's great that they're that we got around that and we've fixed that for them. So good work.
Thanks, Michael. It was great to get support like that from the ratepayers, isn't it? 10.2, the road upgrade register ranking update. This is in response to the motion that Councillor Colin, Councillor Michael put in whenever it was. Are there any questions to the report? Councillor Colin.
Oh, it wasn't a motion. It was a recommendation from Megan and her team that I've moved and Michael seconded. Megan's done this, but we just, it was a report that came last time and
Okay.
at last meeting, and yeah, that's
Very noble of you, Colin. Councillor Michael.
Thank you, Mayor Bill. So, no, look, I agree. I think I said at the time when this came last month, I think this is really good. So just, I guess, a question for the staff. It might have been in here, but I might have forgotten. So where to from here? Because I mean, the staff don't want us coming constantly with, what about this road? What about that? And I get that. And we have been doing that because that's been responding to the community. So is the next step a workshop or something on where this goes?
Megan.
Thank you through the chair. So every 6 months you'll receive an update of this ranking list. We envisage at the elected member workshop in February, we'll go through how we do this in a little bit more detail, so there's a bit of a better understanding. If you want to add a road at any time, you can just email and ask that be added to the register, or you can move a motion that it be added to the register. So then you'll make sure it gets retained and considered.
My understanding that this is the calculated ranking. If we've got any preferential emphasis, that ranking changes the calculation ranking. The order is also reliant on our it's fixed together. Yeah. So it's not, it involves our input as well for the final decisions about which roads to do. Is that right? Is that pretty right?
If I may just add to that this is a ranking based on a technical assessment. The priority is what council sees a priority for our region.
Thanks, Mayor. I think this is fantastic. It's really gives some good information. There's a recommendation that council receives the infrastructure and sustainability reports contents herein. Lynette moved, seconded. Dean, Councillor Dean, all in favour? Carried. Thank you. 11, strategy and economic development reports. There's nil. Reports for information, CEO monthly report. Richard's had a busy month. Anything you want to comment on, Richard?
Nothing bad.
There's a recommendation that the reports for information be received and the contents there and noted.
Just had a question, maybe.
Oh, so yes, Michael?
So I just noted that there's been some discussion on Drovers Encounter this month. Is there any update that can be shared in this meeting about where that's heading?
No, there's not at the moment. Thank you.
Okay, so there's a recommendation there. Oh, so Councillor Michael, sorry. Recommendation there is Councillor Fabio moved, seconded. Councillor Peter, all in favour? Carried. Thank you. Reports for decision. 13.1. Event sponsorship program, round 1 funding submissions received 2025-26. Kyron, would you like to make any comments on this?
Thank you, Mayor Bill. I think probably the main comment I wanted to make is just to highlight that for the 3 Tier 2 regional significant events, this is the last year that we're suggesting the support be just in the form of a grant in terms of a cash contribution, and that from next year onwards, if those particular events submit an application in, it sort of be assessed as more of a sponsorship type model. So council would be looking to be, I guess, elevated in terms of its promotion of the event. And that's just based upon the council's has contributed grant funding towards those events for the last few years, with the exception of one. And we feel that, yeah, its value is probably more transitioning towards a sponsorship type approach, if that makes sense.
Thanks, Kyron. Just so the small invention thing today, we were sponsored and we got quite a lot of promotional activity out of it. Councillor Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Bill. Just a question with the Antlerby Spring Festival. When I went through the attachment, and I could be wrong, but it appears to me that that will generate $75,290 of revenue for that organisation with a total cost of 62. So that infers to me that there's a profit being made on that event. Is that right, or I might have the numbers wrong, but that's just what I took from that form.
Kyron.
Yeah, through the chair. So that is indeed one of the reasons why we're suggesting it be transitioned towards sponsorship, not dissimilar to the Kapunda Rodeo event.
Okay, if there's no further questions, there's a recommendation, which I won't read out to you. Would someone like to move that recommendation, giving funding to the 4 bodies? Councillor Dean, seconded. Councillor Simon, would you like to comment, Councillor Dean? All in favour? Carried, thank you. It's a long way down, isn't it? Community Development Grants Program, 25-26 round one funding submissions. Lorinda's not here, but there are several applications with only one receiving approval. Kyron, do you want to comment on this or you? Oh, sorry. Kyron doesn't want to talk. Go for it, Craig.
No, sorry.
Oh, look, Lorinda, do you want to?
Nothing to add. I think it's done a good report.
She always does.
Some adjustment, some movements, and a couple of multiple applications through the process.
Lorinda, do you want to make a comment on the, seeing you've graced us with your presence?
This was an interesting one, this round. I don't know, there's been very few times where I've had very few applications. And one of the applicants, of course, had submitted 2 for the same project. So I communicated with them and they chose to go to the community infrastructure grant for their project. The same with the second applicant had put in 2 applications. So I advised them, this is the process. So the original agreement was they would go for the event sponsorship one. So you were going to get a no-go report this time, but the day before council agenda was due, they chose to change that funding application. So while they didn't meet the policy, criteria, as I did last round, sometimes I will still suggest to make a, proportioned amount allocation to the group so they can continue on with their projects, even if they haven't made that financial contribution. And that's something that the elected body always has the ability to change and be different from the policy, basically.
Thanks, Lorinda. Are there any questions? Someone like to move the recommendation? Councillor Fabio, seconded. Councillor Peter, all in favour? Carried, thank you. Community Infrastructure Grants Program, 2005 applications, 2025 application evaluation. These are the sizable grants that we make available. Are there any questions to these grants?
The community garden looks like it's starting now. They've got some stuff down there and getting ready to go. So it appears that they're on the move.
Very good. Any further questions? There's a recommendation, again, which is quite wordy, but allocating $60,000 to the three associations. Would someone like to move that recommendation? Councillor Simon? And seconded? Councillor Collin? All in favour? Carried, thank you. .4, the Commander Silo Art Project update and licence agreement. Good to see it actually appearing on the silo, isn't it? It's progressing rather nicely. Are there any questions to this? Byron, do you want to make a comment of, it's really just a legal requirement, isn't it, that we're going through?
Yeah, through the chair. So this is really just following through with council's previous resolutions to, it in principle, sort of committed towards maintaining the artwork once it's up there. And this license agreement just formalises that so that I guess the landowner, the Kapunda Community Gallery, who's delivering the project, and I guess council as ongoing responsibility for the maintenance. It just provides that certainty for all three parties.
Okay, any questions? Someone like to move the recommendation that's there? Councillor Fabio, seconded. Councillor Olson? All in favour? Carried, thank you. Review of the code of practice for access to the council committee meetings and documents. This has been out to public consultation, is now no responses were received, so it's come back to the council for approval. If there's any questions? Corey, Councillor Simon?
I do have a question. It's something that I've questioned a long time ago. Somewhere down there it says that if we have briefing sessions, they only need to be noted, and they are for the public. That means if the content of those briefing sessions is going to appear in an agenda afterwards, then it should be accessible to the public. But then it says it only needs to be notified once, like I think a day after or 2 days after. So to me, it seems quite kind of intuitive to notify somebody of a meeting that's happened 2 days ago. Like that's sort of pointless. So I just wonder if that's something that we could just change. Because instead of saying we notified 2 days after, let's just do it like we do with everything else and notify it 3 days before, and then people could actually show up. I'm under no illusion that they're actually going to show up, but at least give them the opportunity to know about something that they then could show up to, instead of notify them about something that they just missed. It seems a bit strange.
Makes sense. Is it because we would have a quick briefing session? Is that the reason, Corey? Perhaps you can explain.
Thank you. Through the chair, the model code of practice is a mandatory document that we effectively replicate. Essentially, briefing sessions are technically they're open for the public, but they're not for the public. It's more about the notice afterwards is to advise them the topic of what was discussed, not invite them along.
So does that mean that the wish of the council would be that people don't come along? I mean, if it's public, then the idea should be that they could come along and watch us do whatever we do. But if you notify them afterwards, it just seems, I just find it a bit odd. I mean, like if there's no appetite to change that, I'm happy. But
I understand where you're coming from, Councillor Simon, but this is we just a draft off what the recommended government one is that there's a story. But there's no reason why we can't advertise it as it is now.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we could still advertise it without changing anything. We don't have to advertise it, but we could. We probably should advertise things.
So how do we make that we do that? Because obviously we don't. At this point, we don't. We say it afterwards. I had that happen to me a few times. That people said, "Oh, I saw there was a briefing session. I would have loved to attend." I mean, I don't know if that would have been true, but they said that, and I was like, "Well, that's the rule. So why don't we just change rules?" I understand that this is the standard template that this comes from, but it in no way says that we cannot do it. So we could easily just say in point, I think it's information briefing session 0.6. We could just say that we notified the same way we notify an agenda, or so, like one sentence in there would
But
do all that.
I'm sure you can do that, Councillor Simon. It's briefing notes are listed on the webpage now, aren't they? Briefing. We have a briefing session.
Through the chair, yes, after the event.
Oh, after,
Generally, a briefing session is for the chamber to have a discussion. It's an informal, it's not a meeting, no decisions are made, and it's generally about you receiving information or discussing things in an informal manner.
So if it is advertised, does it become a formal matter?
Not if there's not decisions made. At the moment, there's nothing stopping if you want it to be a public discussion. I don't know why you would do that for a briefing session. It can be advertised. The way it's written doesn't stop that happening. If you write it, it has to happen for everything.
I mean, the point, it says the point 6.4 says whether or not an information or briefing session has been open to the public. So it's actually never open to the public if you don't notify them. Like it specifically talks about how it is being open to the public. How is it open to the public if the public doesn't know that it happens? To me, that's just, it's a strange situation. So, I mean, I can test room. I can easily just move a motion, say like I want a point 6.4, we make a point 6. We change point 6.4 instead of saying, because in there it says it has to be published as soon as practical after the holding of the session. I can say it has to be published the same way under the same rules as we publish the agendas. And then we have to publish it 3 days before. And we can still, because it can still be confidential if it needs to be, and then people can come. So
I think it was the same days, same governance as the agenda makes it a fairly long period of time, doesn't it?
not 3 days.
Corey, have you got a comment there?
Currently, the agenda is an 11-day notice
Yeah,
period.
that's right. I thought 11-day notice. I think that's,
According to this policy, it doesn't say, it says 3 days. If required, as set out in the Council's Code of Practice for meeting procedures, an agenda needs to be provided 3 days three clear days before an ordinary meeting. So we could easily, the legislative requirement is at least 3 days days before the meeting. So we could easily just do it like that.
look, Simon, I think we're getting a bit mercy. So I'm really of the feeling that we might put this over to the next meeting so we can actually review those points rather than shoot something off here that we might regret down the track. So to get the clarification, that would be my feeling at this stage. It's not a death or die issue. Let's make sure we don't confuse it too much.
If I can make one more comment, I mean, we're adopting this policy, and all I would have thought while we're in the process of adopting a policy, then change it to the way, if there's the appetite for change, then we should do that now. That's all. Or we can adopt it and change it later.
No, what I'm saying is we need to clear up the effect of doing this. If we're going to do it, I think we have to clear up the effect of what's going to occur. That's right. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying let's clear up the effect. So I think I'll move that we not move, but I think we'll just leave this. Yeah, not do anything at this stage. Oh, it's Councillor Fabio, sorry. You can. Is there a second to the motion as it stands? Councillor Collin. Do you want to speak on that, Councillor Collin?
Only that if we're having a briefing session that I think that someone might want to come and listen, I might tell them so they can come along because it is open to the public, but I can't really see any point of advertising it, but yeah.
Yeah, Councillor Faber, do you want to put the motion, all in favour? Hang on, hands up again, please. Oh, 6. Yeah. Oh, you're voting for the original motion, which is 13.5. And those against? So it's 2 against and 6 in favour. The motion is carried. Thank you. .6. Local Government Association voting delegate. There's a recommendation on the thing there, and because my name's there, I'm going to preclude myself. So.
I was going to move the motion.
Thanks, Councillor Lynette. Is there a seconder? Councillor Dean, Thank you. Does anyone want to speak?
No.
All right, we'll put that to a vote. All those in favour? Those against? It's carried.
I didn't vote, because I assume I don't need to.
As well, yeah. All right, councillors, so this is a recommendation for Mayor Bill to be the representative of the Local Government Finance Authority on behalf of White Regional Council. I think it's pretty straightforward, pretty similar to the last one. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lynette, I think Councillor Peter was a seconder. Does anyone want to speak to it?
No.
Okay, put that to a vote. All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you. Mayor Bill.
Do I leave the room now? Have you done 2 motions?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your support. Three point eight is the cash advance conversion approval. This is something we agreed to at the budget sessions. Yep. And it's just a matter of doing the finalising those details. Are there any questions? There's a recommendation there that covers it. Would someone like to move that recommendation? Councillor Collin, seconded. Councillor Michael. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. That'll be a change for our financial policy, won't it? Then we go to the supplementary agenda, 13.9. Christmas opening hours, God forbid. There's a recommendation there about the Christmas opening hours this year. Would someone, Councillor Simons moved it. Is there a seconder? Councillor Michael, all in favour? Carried, thank you. Then we go to questions on notice. There are no questions on notice. Questions without notice? No. Motions on notice? Motions without notice. Councillor Dean.
Thank you, Mayor Bill. I have a motion without notice, which is a vote of thanks to Richard Dodson for his work and leadership of council. I'll just read the motion, which is, will go up on the screen, hopefully. Light Regional Council extends its sincere thanks and appreciation to CEO Richard Dodson for the outstanding contribution he has made to the council and the Light community over his many years at Light, both as General Manager, Infrastructure and Environment, and more recently as CEO. Richard's ability to win grants for roads and other infrastructure is legendary, as is his ability to think outside the square to fund and deliver a wide range of projects. Richard has been an outstanding leader, willing to lead from the front while inspiring others to be part of a successful team delivering great outcomes. Council wishes Richard all the best in his future endeavours, and I'll move that motion.
Thanks, Councillor Day. Would someone like to second that motion? Thanks, Lynette. Would you like to speak? Okay, Councillor Dean, you've said enough?
I think I've said it all in the motion.
You have indeed. I'll put the motion. All in favour? That's carried. I just want to say, Richard, we're very sad that it's your last meeting, and we've appreciated everything you've done over the last 15 years for the council. We wish you well for your future and enjoy your your break that you're planning. Thank you very much. Okay, we move on to confidential items. 18.1, the Trans-Tasman Energy Group. Oh, yes, everyone better move out, or better move into confidence before you got things set up. Colin's moving into confidence, seconded. Alison, all in favour? Carried, thank you. Now we'll get out.